Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Living University. I'm your host, Glenn Ullman. It is the day after Election Day, and it's very interesting here in North Florida. This is a heavily Republican area, and most of our clients in this area, as well as our staff, is very disappointed, I would say bitterly disappointed, that Governor Romney is not the president-elect. And then there are clients who are spread around the country, some here, but mostly spread around the country, who are euphoric that President Obama has won re-election. So emotions are high, and I think people on both sides of the aisle feel this tremendous either dread or happiness. But I want us all to take a step backwards and look at really the three things that are going to lead from this election. The first is continuity. Nothing's changed. Both parties and the political action committees that support them spent $6 billion with a B, $6 billion on this campaign. The president retained office, the House was retained by the Republicans, and the Senate was retained by the Democrats. No change. If I spent $6 billion on something and didn't move the needle, I would be upset. I don't think either political party or the political action committees are going to spend the same amount in 2 years to get the same result. So they need to get something done. That's the first thing, continuity. The second is taxes. I mean, there are a lot of tax changes coming up, most of which don't affect most of the people listening to this video because of your unique circumstances. Affluent retirees who don't have a lot of income aren't affected by the extra Medicare tax. They're not affected by the raising of rates at the highest income level. Yes, there are people who will be affected by the fact that we have now higher rates coming, especially for more affluent earners. But again, these changes are small and at the margins. We'll get back to you more on specifics as we do reviews for those of you who are clients. For those who are not, you're welcome to call us. But the tax changes will become solidified, I think, in the next 2 months. And, we'll go from there. I think what we can expect is a broad consensus to alter the tax code to both increase revenue and reduce spending, because that's what the electorate wants. Remember that there's not much difference in the electoral map between 2008 and 2012. The only difference is Indiana went Republican, as did North Carolina. The rest of the map's the same. So cohesiveness, changes coming to taxes, which will affect very few people. Though those that are affected, we need to plot strategy to mitigate as best we can. And the third is really just a look towards the future. And I think what we have to remember is that we are still the world's largest economy. We still are the world's largest manufacturer. We have tremendous competitive advantages, not just because of lowering energy costs in the United States due to natural gas, but really because the big global brands is what is going to carry the world in the next 10 years. If 800 million people move from poverty to the middle class, they're going to want to be entertained. Disney. They're going to want to travel. Boeing. They're going to want financial services. Our big banks. They're going to want to drink and eat. So Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, McDonald's. They're going to want to communicate. Apple, Microsoft, Intel, IBM. These are all, and I've just named a few, the great strengths that this country has. So I would encourage everybody, Republican, Independent, Democrat, take a breath. Turn off the TV. And I'm going to give you 2 books that are must-reads. For those on the right who say, yes, we must repeal Dodd-Frank, and for those on the left who say, no, we need to retain it, but really don't know what's in it, read Sheila Bair's book, Bull by the Horns. Sheila was the FDIC commissioner all through the crisis, 2006 to 2011. It is a must-read book for the future. The other book, which has long been out, is a book called 1776 by David McCullough. It's a fast read. And what McCullough does is paint what 1776 was really like. Not what our idolized version of, but what it was really like. The Americans and George Washington lost every battle from January 1st until Christmas Day. We were on our heels. If we had lost in New Jersey on Christmas Day, we probably would never have become an independent country. Certainly not the country that we became. But instead, on Christmas Eve, we won that battle, and the tremendous cost and dislocation in that 1 year is worth reading because it reminds us that the problems we have today are so solvable in relation to the problems that occurred at our founding, and we won't even talk about later on in the Civil War, World War I, the Depression, and World War II. I always welcome your comments. We'll be back as soon as we have a clearer view of tax changes. We'll certainly talk about that. But 2 books, no TV, no radio, until the books are read. We'll speak with you soon.